Big Boy Crypto Morning TA. Good morning, everybody. It's September 20th, 2021. My name's Piano Matty B. That is Scaramucci's, and this is your Morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing, all the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the data. The FOMO index has dropped to 50 from yesterday's 53, firmly planting us in a state of meh. And nosy Miss Nussbaum's social media market sentiment, a rent-controlled apartment in Queens is at 66%, which means every time people talk about Bitcoin, it has a 66% positivity rate. Bitcoin dominance is at 42.7%. 24-hour volume is at 101.2 billion. And the overall market cap is 1.98 trillion, dipping under that 2 trillion mark. Give or take a couple hundred million. Monday morning dump is always an interesting way to start the week. Our fundamental FUD packers have been hammering the Chinese real estate giants Evergrande down our necks, and there's a decent reason and subsequent pressure for their stock dropping like a Led Zeppelin. Historical norm likes to say that when the China market sneezes, we all get a cold. And there's no getting around the fact that China's economy has a huge influence on the traditional markets. We can see these markets taking an early morning movement in concert with our friends Evergrande. And hey, at least we're united when it comes to taking dumps in the market. Some fundamental armchair quarterbacks say this is one of those too big to fail scenarios where China just hits the print gauche button and makes all the boo-boos go away. While others who sometimes tiptoe through the conspiracy gardens like to say that this is all an orchestrated event, so the Chinese dictator can purchase up the real estate behemoth for pennies on the dollar. And I say, well, that would mean there's no free market and just an illusion, freedom cloaked in manipulation and top-down control. And well, isn't that just darn tootin'? One thing's for sure is that until we officially divorce from the legacy traditional financial markets, which we haven't, we will always be swayed by its gravitational pull both to the upside and to the downside. And my friends, that day will come, but it hasn't yet. Over on the weekly, we can see how this candle is trying to fulfill its folklorian destiny of the wives' tale and candlestick these wicks. We talked about this on Friday and how this was something that we could see. Now, in order for it to hit candlestick Xanadu, we would have to see it go down to 43.6-ish. And we've talked about this. We know it's on the market menu. And right now, the only thing that can alter price action's course is if whales took advantage of this dip and pumped it. Saving that, there is some high probability that the fundamentals drag us down. There is still that crude, awkward bull flag of hope and optimism that one could squint and manifest into our meditative state of serenity and peace. And where we are now, we can see that this is an important killing floor for the bulls and the bears. We've seen some bloodbaths here in the past. And I mean bloodbaths in the most positive way. Over on the 4-hour chart, we are back to where we were last Monday. And that is below all the moving averages, egads. Like the new kid in the class that no one wants to play with, we have to earn the respect of our peers. And show off the skills of a pristine digital asset. My dad I will be watching 44.3ish as it has some serious history of support right here. And I'd like to see us hold it here if and when we hit this dance floor. Over on the daily, I'd like to see price action move above the 200 moving average at 46K-ish. That's the phone, my landline. Must be a historical norm. Yes, it is. I see on my call display, historical norm's calling. Let me get this. Hey, Norm, what's up?
Hello, Fancy Fingers. It's Historical Norm, obviously. I just wanted to let you and everyone else on your fancy YouTube know that September in the traditional markets has always been a bad month. Last year and the year before, both rather weak to say the least. But I will leave you with this. October, Bob Probert, October.
Do you mean like Bob Probert, the Chicago Blackhawks enforcer? Is that Norm? Or he hung up on me. Bob Probert, October. I get it. Price action is Steve Yzerman, and he's getting pressure from opposing teams like the Evergrande Red Bloods and the Federal Reserve psychopathic criminal gangster debt enslavers. And I know that's a long, weird name, but it's 100% fitting. And Bob Probert is the enforcer who's coming to protect our star player from all the pressure. I see. Probert October. Makes sense, Norm. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected league. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. BitBoy Crypto Morning Tea. A cha-cha-cha-ching.